Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you 10 things to do after setup on your HUAWEI MatePad Pro Max. So first, what are we going to do is we're going to click on try now. So we are finally in our tablet. Let me just quickly lower the brightness so you guys can see everything. Here we have it. And the first thing, of course, the Wi-Fi is already set up because we had to do it in our setup. But if you didn't, you can just go over here, click on a network, and enter the password. So once you enter the password, you're just gonna click connect, and then you'll see yourself connected in the network. Now, what are we gonna choose next is we're gonna add a Bluetooth device. So it is also very important that we do that from the beginning. We can add headphones, we can add everything else, but we're gonna open up Bluetooth, enable it. This is very important. And here, click on allow. Once you click here, you will have a lot of options, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double tap the AirPods. So now we're just gonna add them. And they are still pairing. Sometimes they may cancel, but it's normal. And as you guys can see, we got it connected for calls and media audio. So that's how we know that we did it right. Now, what are we going to do next after adding our Bluetooth device is we're going to log into the HUAWEI ID. So here, what we need the phone number, email, or a login ID, and we also need the password. So make sure to enter it, and I'll see you guys in a second once I do that. Once you do that, you can also add emergency contacts that will help you regain access to your account if you ever forget a password. You can set it up. I'm not going to do that because I know that I'm going to remember the password. Here, you can click on update, and as you guys can see, here we're going to click on update, click OK, and let me just quickly mute the notifications and also enable do not disturb. So we're just going to tap on it, enable. So now we are not getting any notification sounds, no notifications from calls. And as you guys can see, we should have our account now. So we have it. And next we're going to add a Google account. And you may be wondering, how are we going to do that if there's no Google? Well, that's what we're doing now. So we're going to download Google. This is very important. We're going to download the Gbox from AppGallery. So we have to log in just to use the AppGallery. Now we're just going to click on update. And of course, we can hide it. We can go here. And let me just quickly go back. Here, we're going to click on the search bar and type in Gbox. Once you do that, you want to download the Gbox. Also, the Aurora store is pretty cool. It's like Play Store, but just a different name. Here we're going to click install at the bottom. Now we're going to open up our Gbox, and here we're going to click on agree. As you guys can see, the app basically tells us that our installed app is Google Play Store, and here we want to add our Google account. We're going to click on sign in. Click on sign in at the bottom, and make sure that you do it at your own risk. I'm not really sure how safe that is. I know for a fact that it has over 400 million downloads, so I'm not too scared. But of course, if there's a leak or something, then I'm definitely not responsible for what you guys doing. This is at your own risk. And now I just entered my email, and we're gonna enter our password. Once we enter it, we click on agree, and here it is saving our account information. Now we will have our Play Store. And as you guys can see, we got everything. So we got some featured apps, we don't want them. Also, we can just download everything on our device. It will work just fine. And if we go here, you can also check for my apps and games. And sometimes you can download updates for some of the apps that you may already have in your device. So we got our Google Play Store set up. After all of that, what are we gonna do is we're gonna go over and simply do our screen locks. So this is very important to do that because we want to make sure that we have some protection so that nobody can access our device except for us and our closest ones. We're gonna go to the settings, and from these settings we want to scroll down to biometrics and password. First we want to set up the lock screen password, and here we want to click on OK. We can change the password type for a 4-digit PIN, custom, pattern, or alphanumeric. So I'll choose the custom PIN, and here I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be my password. Of course, make sure that you create a password that nobody would guess. This is the easiest password to guess, and you even get a security tip. And if you get one, make sure to change your password. I'm gonna click use anyway because I want this to be my password. It's gonna help me a lot. And as you guys can see, we got our password. Now we're gonna click add to add a fingerprint, and the sensor is on the power button on this side. So what I recommend you doing is just bringing your device like this, and then just slide, not exactly in circles, but you can just move the forward and backward. You can also make this circle once it is all done, and also you can switch the movements, so everything to just set it up a bit faster. Now as you guys can see, change the finger position, and now we want to slide in the circle. We want to cover the center of the fingerprint, and as you guys can see, I've already used it to unlock my device, so that's how we know that it works. Now what are we going to do next is we're simply going to go over, and let me just open up the settings and go back here, and we want to set up face recognition. Of course we have to enter the PIN that we created, and that's why I created the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's easier to just get to the settings. Now we're going to click on unlock device, and you can select raise to wake. So whenever you put your tablet up, then it will lit up and you will be able to unlock it. Let's get started and make sure that your face is in the frame of this camera. Now I'm gonna make sure that you guys can see my face. And as you guys can see, I just looked at it. I didn't do anything else. And we got our face unlock set up. So let's click OK. And of course we can try it out. I'm gonna use a different finger so that I don't actually face not recognized. Touch twice to try again. As you guys can see now, it went through. So we got it all set up. Now we got our biometrics, we got everything. So now whenever we have any payments in our Play Store, we should be able to just pay for them like that. Now what are we going to do is we're going to go to the battery settings. So this is very important. We're going to select battery, and here we have battery settings. Now I'll show you how to easily set up the best settings for performance and also the battery saving. So first we have two modes. We have performance mode, and we got the power saving mode. Now in between, this is our mode running right now. This is optimal mode, and it is optimized for our battery, so it saves our battery and also gives us a little bit of a performance, so it is really good. The battery percentage, pretty it's just self-explainable. You cannot see your battery in the notification center though, so make sure that you disable it or enable it up to your preference. Now we have launch manager. We can choose which apps load automatically, and for example the recorder, we want to turn it off, and here we want to disable it from running in the background. That way we can keep some apps like this and they will not run in the background. As you guys can see, I can disable Gbox, disable run in background, and we got it. Now let's talk about battery health. Here we have the capacity and battery cycles. So this is a fresh tablet. It has 0 cycles, and the capacity of 100 is normal. But if your capacity drops to 80%, for example, then that means your battery can take up only to 80% of battery, not 100. Even though it will show 100, then it is still 80. Here you have smart charge or custom charging limit. I recommend smart charge because then AI will learn from the charging, and it will be charged just when we really need it or when we normally unplug it. Now the custom charging limit is also okay, but here as you guys can see, you can change it to 80% and it will only charge to 80%, for example. And this will reduce the battery aging, and it will help us with longer battery last. But I would just recommend using Smart Charge. And now we also have more battery settings, like stay connected while asleep. So this will mean that whenever we are asleep, then the Wi-Fi will turn off or stay turned on. I have it turned on. And also Smart Power Conserve, so it will device a low power state if you're not using it for a long time. It's really good too. And here we have the battery usage, so which app uses how much of the battery. Now what are we gonna do after that is go over into the display settings, and here in the display and brightness you can disable automatic brightness, for example, just like that. You can also change to dark mode, and if you're a fan of dark mode, you can enable it for all day, or you can schedule it. Now also here you have the text size and weight, so you can change your display, and as you guys can see, you can change the display size to largest. We can leave, and this is how it will look like. So it's pretty much amazing how big that is. And we're gonna keep it on default, since this is probably the best setting for a 13-inch screen like that. And what are we gonna do next is we're simply gonna go over and change our refresh rate. So here we have the smart resolution. It's basically dependable if you want it or not. I would recommend using it. But here we have screen refresh rate, so we can choose dynamic, high, or standard. If you want to save the battery, you select standard. If you want the best performance, you use high. And if you want a 50-50 of it, you will never feel the 60 Hertz, by the way, only the 144, but it will try and save it whenever you're watching a video, because you don't need 144 Hertz to watch a video. And you can keep it on dynamic. Now let's go over, and the next thing we're gonna do is enable the backups. So we want to go to system and updates. We can go to backup and restore, and here we have the data backup. Here, as you guys can see, we can back it up to external storage or HiSuite. So there are only two options. You cannot create a local copy, and sometimes if you're already deep into the Google ecosystem on your Huawei, you'll have the Google option, but it's really rare. Sometimes it just won't happen ever, but sometimes it happens once you actually get your Google account connected. So it's 50-50. And after that, what you guys want to do is go over and check for software updates. So this is very important because this is a freshly new device. That's why we're gonna click on software update in the system and updates. And as you guys can see, it also checks it automatically, but we want to check it again just to make sure that our software is up to date. And that is basically it. So thank you guys for watching. These are the first things to do after setup on your Huawei. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.